Hey, cameras, are they moving? Okay. I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, that works. Okay. I realized I didn't have music going on that whole little. Let me copy that in real quick. Be right back. Okay. Everything looks like it's moving. Hopefully the music, I'll turn the music down a little bit. Normally it's game music, but if we want to hear pumpkin thumping noises, I think that's what we got here. So we are carving pumpkins. Which pumpkin? Well, this is the one. It's already friggin' October. I'm not mentally ready, but I'm gotta do it anyway. So I got pumpkin. You can kind of see it. Where's my hand here? I bought Splatoon over last week, so that's what I've been doing all week. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a Splatoon pumpkin. Yeah. So today, keep it simple, but I made this the squid, you know, from like the logo and whatnot here. So that's not too hard. I think it'll be not too long. You know, it's just kind of like one big shape and a couple details around the eyes. So tomorrow I'm gonna bust out the whatchamacallums, the like power tools. I'm not using this today. I'm not doing any sort of. It works though. Making sure. Okay. I'll get my Splatoon things out of the way. And I got a shiver one that I'll do, and this whole face is going to be carved because I want to make the eyes and the triangle, which would be floating in midair if I were to carve it normally. So, but we're doing the squid for now. So we'll just throw this over here. My fan, so it's blowing on me more, and I'll just kind of see how this works. Alright, so this is a good angle here, and you can see it from up there, so I think this looks okay. Oh, real quick, we got the Spooky Doo, even though I put the video online on my YouTube and whatnot. Take a quick sip, so I can tell people what it tastes like. Well, that's right. I think it just tastes like another lemonade. Like, not just because it's got like yellow on the label and whatnot, but I'm like, this tastes like the, not Livewire, but whatever they call the lemonade one that came out like earlier this year. So my official vote, didn't look at anything, for Spooky Voodoo is some sort of lemonade drink. Should I tweet out that I'm doing this? Let's do this real quick. Tweet. Carving a Splatoon squid. Pumpkin. Tweet. Send tweet. Alright, get off Twitter now. What's up, Kogero? In case you missed just a second ago, I'm jumping on that Splatoon bandwagon. Spent most of the day making like no progress, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna carve a pumpkin. And I'm enjoying a drink, this hibiscus lemonade. Very, I guess it's sparkling, like a cider or something. It's some juice in it, right? It's got like 1% juice. Contains 1% juice. Right there. Seeing how I didn't even realize I said that this tastes like lemonade. And then I've got hibiscus lemonade. Oh, ho, ho. Drop. I guess I don't know what a flower tastes like. I'm not really sure what a hibiscus tastes like, but this is, it's not really lemony. It's not like super lemonade. But whatever, I'll drink it. Alright, so let's get started. We need to figure out where this plum's got a nice kind of smooth face right here. So I'm gonna put it there. Put her there, buddy. Hey, how's it going? It's gonna sit like right there. So I have a pen. And I'll just go like this. Ballpoint pens always work better for me anyway. Ones that have like a little marker tip. Make sure I'm not too quiet. Bring this closer to where I'm actually carving now. And so this will be the front of it, and so the immediate back will carve out a little notch so that it'll fit in place like a nice little puzzle piece. Got it ready for now. And then I got my 3 big tools. I've got this, which I just scoop out the innards for. This is for the big cuts, which pretty much I only just cut off the top. And then a hole poker for, oh, get out of here. I'm not updating you right now. I'm alive. Poke it in the patterns, and then I trace it all over, connect the dots again. And then I got all of these completely not, no batteries in any of these. Well, can't even, probably sealed shut. Yeah, they don't work. I just have them because they're kind of a nice smaller saw for details and like a nice big grip on it. All the other ones are, these ones are kind of, you can tell they've been used. They're kind of going off on a weird angle. These are like backups, so I guess I really only need this one. But sometimes I'll be carving and it'll go like, you know, just like bends the metal. Alright, so really, we're going to carve this with just these 4 things, give or take. I'm trying not to carve into my cable. Oh, this is kind of, no, not that hard. Like, I bought it, it was in the store. Like, I didn't have them set outside yet. They were all like, I had to go into the fruits and vegetables section at Jewel. Okay, I'm looking at that audio. I'm like, do I see a carving noise? If the music's too loud and you want to hear the pumpkin, let me know. I'm just kind of rotating it around. Should I be doing this? You want to see where we're at, and I'm just gonna kind of turn and then rotate, and then we go back up, and that's all you do to that. And ta-da! So what I will just do now is just kind of cut this off rather than try to like carve it or do whatever. Just cut straight through, and I'll do the last little bit over here over the garbage. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. And now, I just got a nice clean lid that's not gonna leave any guts. So I'll put this over here in the corner. I don't know, what's all that? Was that dirt? Now I'm just gonna kind of do a little shaving on the inside here. I can't like cut all the seeds just off. That would be nice and easy if I could just go like whoop, and be done with it, but not the case. Now I just go to the kind of scooper tool and should I try the spooky BGM here? I think I got it. There's like a newer, later Halloween one. It's the one that loops. I mean, it's scary, right? It's October, we should be kind of scary. When I go back to the cute future base or whatever, let me know. But now I just kind of, you can kind of see I'm just not really, I'm not using the serrated edge, I'm just using the flat top part to just go. Just kind of going around, pushing it all down really, just kind of eventually just kind of clean. Sometimes big chunks come off, sometimes it's really just like the slimy outer edge. This pumpkin had a little bit of a problem part, like a rotten part at the bottom here. I can kind of see it. Like you can kind of see it there on the bottom. There's a other. I mean, it's not going to do too much for this. But if it were like on the wall of the pumpkin, I guess you would like see a dark spot when you're looking through it. But I don't think we'll see it on this one, so we're good. Just kind of stir it all up, make sure it's not really connected on the bottom anymore. This thing's just a ball of seeds. And hopefully I can just take it and dump it in. You'll stick the whole garbage bag with it. Alright, now I got some seeds in there. I mean, they're not really in the way. I'm gonna clean them out now. I wonder if I can just like shake them out, but I don't feel like lifting a heavy pumpkin at an awkward angle and like shaking it, and so we're just slowly scooping it out. And there's like, you know, a couple dozen on the bottom. That's not the big deal. Let's kind of clean off this. You know, later, but so I don't have like this paper towel that I have here just getting constantly gross, so I'll do that. Oh, I can move my chair now. I forgot. There we go. Now I'm a little bit more. We do not want to use this side. No, 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 no. So we'll rotate them back. I mean, yeah, we'll go back here. You can see it's pretty much empty. I mean, that's good. And that thing right there, that's a little rotten bit. So can you see that from underneath? Oh, you can kind of see it, yeah, right there, but shouldn't be a problem again. Like if it were here, because the pumpkin being looked at through here, we'd see it like on the back. We're not going to, so we're fine. All right, now I need to affix the pattern to the pumpkin. There we Before you do that, you must take a sip of your drink. Because I can. I'll just want these guys. So. See little friends peeking through. All right, what were we doing? Ah, yes. So now that you got your pattern, which I didn't design on stream because I was kind of like tired. I was like, I need to do this, so I just whipped these up real quick. Splat pumpkin, yup. Hey Randy, real quick, while you are here, in case you can't stay, I'll give you a preview of tomorrow's pumpkin as well. Just saying. I know there's a couple people that might. Yeah, I'm getting the Splat stuff out of the way this weekend while it's still like got Splatoon brain going on. So this is what we're doing today. We're doing Shiver tomorrow. If I'm trying to get some variety going, but if I run out, I'll just go back and do the rest. Like I was gonna do Big Man first because he's real simple. He's just like a shape with a smile. And I'm like, oh yeah, but then it's like if I do that, then I gotta do all three. We'll see. I always think like I have so many ideas, and around the 10th I run out of ideas. But today this is nice and relatively simple, so this is what we're doing. And I need to cut this out now. I like it to be in a circle, so I just printed this full page on the old Windows photo print thingy.com/printer. Actually, not on a .com, but just like the default. Saved it as an image and then just said Windows print this full page, and I said okay. Bill Gates himself. And I was like, you know what, I could just put on a bunch of Splatoon music on loop because that's always fun, but Nintendo, who knows, they're picky about that stuff, so I don't want to risk the wrath of Reggie. Rest in peace. So now I got the circle, and this will be just a little bit easier to put on, but still I want to cut just little. If you've seen this before, you know this is what I do, but just in case, this just helps it be a little bit more flexible when I'm sticking it to the pumpkin in just a second. Do I need a little white dot? I'm not sure. What is it? Okay. It was hard finding a decent sized Reggie. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing now because he like quit GameStop. He's like, these guys are being crazy. Just want to see you, Reggie. Sip. I think he put out a book, right? Because there was all these news stories. It's like, oh, Reggie finally tells all about GameStop being a weird place to work. Yeah, there's a bunch of like, yeah, revelations, Regulations. It was like Reggie loves the Game Boy Compact or something like that, or he said like this is a waste of time, something like that. I don't want to put words in Reggie's mouth. He'll come get me. So yeah, so now see, this is kind of really, so like if I didn't, it would be like a big, it's hard to paste like a square object flat on a round pumpkin, so this just helps. The other alternative was just Pumpkin Hill. You think Sega would be cooler, but you never know. I've done a couple Pumpkin Hill pumpkins too. Like Knuckles at Pumpkin Hill. Yeah, I think it was Knuckles and I just had Pumpkin Hill in the background. I don't think I just did a straight up Pumpkin Hill design, which would have been the same thing as just the like pumpkin design in the background that you see. It was more of a valley than it was a hill, right? Like you were in and surrounded by these pumpkin spires. Can you see okay? Okay, you can see. Everything's like at a weird angle. I'm not wearing like a GoPro. You can see exactly what I see. But I like, draw it and then print it and cut it out and then stab it and then trace it, connect the dots. I draw this picture like 3 times over the course of this whole process. I went out and made sure I got like, I think it was on Christmas time that whenever they sell like, oh, wrapping paper, here's a bunch of tape for all your wrapping that you're gonna do. And then I bought a bunch of it because I was like, well, I need like rolls of it for all the damn pumpkin carvings I do. So I had to like go through and like dig. I did have like a pumpkin box. This whole, if you heard that, that's all the tools that I don't, my like tier 2 tools. I don't like want to use them, but I have them in like an emergency. Other saws and other things like that. And I don't do candles anymore because I want to light this place up if I can avoid it. So I do have these little like touch light, puck light things that you get at the store now, but I just put them in a bag so they don't get all slimy, and then I'll just be like, I'll put them in a second, and they light it up just as good as a candle would do, and I don't have to worry about, oops, I dropped it and lit my nice paper table fire and stuff like that. And again, I see it, and I mentioned it again earlier because we're staying with the spooky theme. I tried again the Voodoo 4? Is it 4 already? Yeah, Voodoo 4 from 2022, the non-diet version, which I think just tastes like lemonade. I'm also having this Quirk Hibiscus Lemonade Hard Seltzer. Sponsor me, Quirk. Or can you get in trouble for that? Like, I don't know, is Twitch got a problem with that? This one's okay. They had a bunch. There was like a new Japanese place that opened up, kind of alcohol-y. And of course they have like the basic stuff that you can get for every distributor, because the guy's like, I don't have an importer license, I can't get Strong Zero. And if I did, I think he said like, you have to get the license to import stuff because there's no distributors here. And then you would have to order an entire pallet, like 1 pallet minimum, which is like 90, I think he said. I don't know if it's 90 cases or 90 cans. And then it would take like 6 months for it to even get here. I'm like, dude, do it. But yeah, but this is like, I don't know where this is from at. Where does it say? Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, well, they got other like sakura and cucumber and whatever flavors, so it's pretty good stuff. I like it. But it's weak. It's only 4%, so it's like I'm just sipping a drink here. Anyways, now what I do is I will stab this pumpkin repeatedly until I've traced this entire thing. So let's go to the overhead. Maybe this would be a... You can see. And I'm not like keeping it exactly 2 centimeters apart or anything like that. I'm just kind of tracing as I see fit. Larger areas I don't need to do as many dots because it'll be easy to see the shape in a bit. But for areas where it's like super detailed, like around eyes, I do like a bunch of close dots. Because then when I pull this thing off, it's very easy to tell where the lines are supposed to go. Like this part right here where it's like this, and then this, there's just gonna be a ton of little dots that are gonna be annoying to try to figure out. I guess we're just following this whole shape for now. I kind of hold it like a pencil, but kind of not. It's a little easier to like put pressure on it when I do this. But then it starts hurting the wrist because it's a weird, awkward, heavy ice pick that I'm just kind of jabbing, jabbing, jabbing. They have weird little tools, like looks like a spur that you, in theory, I think you just like run it across and it'll draw little dots, but I mean, for the kind of turning and the detail that we as professional Twitch pumpkin carvers desire and need, it doesn't work. Like if it's just a cat on a moon that you get at the store, that's, what it'll work for. And I think that's what I got it. It came with like a Hello Kitty pumpkin design set that I got one year. Partially because I wanted the designs, but then I also wanted the Hello Kitty branded tools. Let me see if I have them in my repertoire. Can I use repertoire that? My bag of tricks, my bag of tools. Repertoire like a list of moves, I think. Okay, here they are. Yeah. So here's the like Hello Kitty. Same thing, little poker thing, but this is just a smaller hilt and it's kind of annoying. And then here's the like spur thing that I said. Like in theory, you just go like and it'll draw, but can't really. I mean, I can kind of see it, but like here, I might as well just stick to stabbing. Don't quit your day job. Ah yes, where were we? So we did the whole basic outline. Now we're just gonna go in and do the eye, the whites of the eye. And this was the yellow squid that was on like the. It wasn't on like any big pictures or logos and stuff. It was always just kind of like an asset used in websites or banners and stuff that I saw. But I was like, I had to dig for a while to find a nice high-res version. I mean, you really don't need high-res because you're just tracing it in black and white. So it's like, I can just draw it a higher res anyway, but I don't know if I'll get all this cornery detail here. Cornea. I'm sticking a Star Fox here. Good luck. Coronary? What is that word? Have a heart attack? Alright, so basic squid is done. I could just leave it at that. Marshall Lee A _A. First time chat, but not your first time visitor there. Because I see you actually followed 18 days ago. So thank you for being here, showing up to get some. That's for you. So I could have just left it because I'm not doing like a circle with the design. It's just kind of carving this out of the pumpkin. So the whole pumpkin part will be black and the squid will be white in the design. But I figured I'll throw in the like inky bits to kind of give it some pizzazz. Because we can, and it's not that much harder. I had a rough 2 hours today on Splatoon. I was trying to rank up, and it was whatever it is, the area one, splat zoner. But I kept losing my rank up battles by one. So I was just like, I'm gonna go play cards. I can do this little part here too, like all these little extra bits. I'm just kind of fast and loose with these shapes, so you don't have to be exact. I was trying to play ranked, but I haven't been doing so hot. And then when my team is winning, it's... Yeah, oh my freaking god. Yeah, of course, everybody gets DC'd because it's just the name of the game. But, like, there was one time where it got, like, a connection error. And apparently it was me. I'm like, what the heck? Because I got a loss for it. I'm like, I've just been sitting here. Didn't rage quit, hit my leg switch or nothing. So I got them all today. I got other people DCing, I got random connectivity errors, and then I got one where it blamed me. So it's like, oh, all of a sudden you're 2-2 now, and I was like, oh crap. I'm just glad I didn't have to rank back up. I can just keep doing the rank up battle. I just gotta keep paying points for it, but if I had to go back out, rank back up, and then play again, that would have been annoying. I gotta sign a loss even though it wasn't me. Yeah, same thing that happened to me. And of course I don't show you the stats at that time when it does that, so you can't be like, who doesn't have, who's got the dashes on their name that you can see. Alright, so we've you can kind of see the dotted lines around all of it. Right? Let me double check. Alright, yeah. There's this splatty thing over here. Alright, so now I will just carefully peel this off because I want to keep it. I'm going to look at it while I draw one more time. I'm glad to see also the better, what was it, better TV thing that Marshall used. Still works. There was OBS updated and all kinds of things updated, relatively recently, but they a bunch of my settings got reset, so I'm just all my stream settings get redone or something. Streamlabs still working, and apparently it is, but I was just kind of that's why I was doing a couple extra streams last week, so it's I don't want to be doing all this troubleshooting when it's pumpkin time. We can go back here, fold over. I'll just go over there. That's the thing, yeah. It's that, and then the Frankie Faces Forever dot. There's all the different things different channels use. And I was oh, I hope all my stuff is still talking to each other. Because my Stream Deck, there's a whole Elgato thing with that. There's updates, and now they don't talk to each other, or it keeps freaking out. I have to reset everything every time I want to stream. It's just annoying. I got real good at doing keyboard hotkeys. Because if I can't rely on the Stream Deck to do everything, then I can just control, whatever, BTDV should always work since it works independently from OBS. This is, fingers crossed, I always hope you're right. So that's where we're at, and you can kind of see it, right? You can even see the eyes there. It looks very, very simple, easy to connect these dots. So if you look at what we're gonna have to do tomorrow, well, tomorrow's a little different because we're not gonna be carving straight up, but like these are just big lines. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball these, but like this are all these little triangles. It's gonna be a bunch of little dots. That's gonna be a pain in the butt to do. This is still relatively easy. I would do like a easy one because I'm like, oh, have I lost my touch? Let me make sure I'm like in practice still. So now we get to tracing here. So I just connect the dots. Start with a shape that I can kind of identify, which will be the big squid tip here. And his eyebrow comes down like this. So make sure I don't connect like two parts that's supposed to be not connected. So right here at this eye, you can see all these little dots here. I gotta make sure they looks like that. This one here goes in deeper like that. There we go. These are kind of like Sonic eyes. Sonic the Hedgehog. Just the one shape reminds me of. Back when you learn how to draw Sonic real quick. You've all done that, right? You're I want to say Sonic phase, but when you're just kind of like, oh, this Sonic character, I need to draw him. Alright, so there's that. What is this? Okay, so this is this little kind of bowling pin shaped splat. This, and this is just like that. And this is just one shape with a line going through it. Okay, this is a slightly larger. Do his body first. And it's just as big. I can do whatever I want here with this shape because it is just a splat. We're going to keep it on model. Okay, so this comes up here. This will be a big black shape. Clap, clap. Oh, Daisy Jean, now follow. Thank you very much. Another thing that I'm like, hey, that still works. Stuck out my dancing Bob gif. I almost just thought, oh, I'm almost done. Forgetting that I still gotta do his entire eyes, but. And if, I guess, while we're welcoming people, I'm not going to promise to do this every day, but close to every day, as often as I can. Sometimes I run out of ideas, sometimes I literally run out of pumpkins. The closer to Halloween we get, the more there's a run on the pumpkin store. So I'll have like a couple left to do, and then like literally cannot find one in town. So I just got a couple. I don't want to fill my place up with pumpkins quite yet. And then usually around the first or second weekend of October, weekend of Halloween, I'll just like buy a ton, as many as I can like bring home, and then just hoard pumpkins on my like balcony. A couple of years when it's like really hot out and it's not good and they're like sitting in the sun, and I bring them in and they're warm, that's freaky, and they're like kind of mushy. And then other years they're literally frozen, and that's not fun to carve either, so. I am working on crafting pumpkins at the moment for a friend. Nice. Crafting like you were designing one yourself? Because I know they sell like the foam craft ones too at any hobby store that you go to, which are, they're cool. I forget if I tried to carve one. Like, how is carving foam compared to this? Probably the same. A foam one from Michaels. Well, there you go. Then if you haven't done it already, you can answer this. Does it make a mess? Because one time I made like a pumpkin helmet for a costume. I think it was from Animal Crossing for Jack. I got a giant pumpkin that they had in like that's the flower section, but it was like a big fall assortment thing. It was a huge. So I like carved a head space so I can put it on my head. But of course it's made of foam, and it's just made this foam, styrofoam, all over the place. So I'm really hoping for your sake that when you're carving it out, it doesn't like just leave foam particles all over the place. Or maybe you can just vacuum it up when you're done. But I just imagine doing that every day, and I'm just like, oh, it's gonna make a mess. Like a slimy pumpkin mess I can deal with, but like little foam getting all over the place. I will find like seeds into like New Year just randomly around. I'm like, how did that even get around here? I don't make a mess, but all right, so this step is done. We're almost there. He's drawn, and now this gets cut out, and the parts will stay black. So now if this was a tough boy here, it is pretty nice, and I'm putting her Twitch gamer tag. Oh, nice. It is a thicker foam kind. All things all inside at the moment. All right, good. Hopefully they're, maybe it was like a long time ago I did mine, and it's literally just like a styrofoam shaped ball of styrofoam. Maybe they did the pumpkin ones better, so because they know people are gonna carve them and make a mess. And if it's he said if it's her Twitch gamer tag, if it's just that. It's real easy. I liked it because when I did, real quick, I'm gonna switch to this scene. That starting soon pumpkin that I made, like I found it was like, oh, this is really easy to just blow up text, put a circle around it, and then make sure it all connects, and then you just carve it out. I'm like, this is surprisingly cool and easy to do. So if you ever wanted to do that for anybody watching, that looks amazing. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at another gun. Padman A transfer. Very cool. Very nice. That is, yeah, because I think I just like, literally, I don't think it's Comic Sans, but it was just like a nice, thick, not too crazy font. But then make sure when because they all have to kern together so they connect, so you can carve them, but then when you still carve them out, you can still tell their letters. So, alright, so I'm going to be carving like this. Is this still the best angle? Yeah, it looks like you can see me over here. Direct your attention over. I'll try to angle myself a little bit like this for you all to see. I forget what I do. I carve the small, kind of delicate parts first, because that way the rest of the whole pumpkin is still intact. If I were to like carve this all out, then it'll be pretty fragile and be kind of like moving when I'm carving it. And then if I do this, these little parts, it'll kind of, to me it seems like easier for them to get ripped out. So I'm gonna do this first. And I just, and again, I'm using this one It is just a small saw, not using the electricity part, batteries. It's just a smaller, detailed saw with a nice big handle that I can just rip. And like it's trying to pop out, I'm gonna try to leave it in to maintain a little bit more structural integrity until the end. Let me look at this guy real quick. Now he had some little lines on like the pupil, like there. I doubt it'll show up. I'm gonna kind of carve a line there, carve a line there. There's only so much detail I can get with this one little saw. You can do a lot more when you're doing the shaving technique. I don't know if I just had really smaller tools. But when you're trying to do ideally 31 of these darn things, I'd go crazy if I spend that much time on every single one. Alright, this guy's got, let's give him a little hut, and a little hut, there we go. Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't. Alright, now we'll start, do this part of the line. Line, I meant I. Does it sound okay? Do you need more pumpkin ASMR, or are we good with how things currently are? And then I'll kind of start back over where I was from this right side of the eye, and then just work my way around the bottom part. Okay, and if the thing kind of starts to move, then you're pretty sure it's all cut out. Because sometimes you cut it too shallow and you like break the skin, but then when you're like, see how deep this is? Like sometimes there's rarely a part where like the saw doesn't go all the way through, but if I were only to like cut and see it's not getting there, it'll still be connected on the inside, and so I could not like pull the piece out. It'll still be connected. But it looks like we're good. And like I said, if it moves and it wiggles, and you're pretty good, you've put it all the way out. It is great pumpkin ASMR, thanks. Now this whole piece is one whole piece technically, but I don't have to carve it out in one technically. I will kind of cut out the triangle, and then I'll just kind of continue the cut here and into this part. Anything with little jagged teeth looking like that, they're they fit in pretty snugly. They're hard to just pop out, so it would be kind of risky to pull the whole thing off. It's kind of cool to do it when you do it, but like I'll cut this tentacle out, like maybe like 1, 2, 3 pieces. I'll show you what I mean just a second here. Do these little splats. leave it in. Okay, so now I start from there. I tend to start from the right and move left. At least I think I do. I thought I did when I said that sentence just now. But it doesn't really make a difference to me. I just don't think it does. I'm kind of rotating the pumpkin so that I'm carving it. It's technically kind of straight on from the perspective of where my blade is going in. If I didn't rotate it, I just kind of carved it at different angles. My knife would be going into the pumpkin at different angles, so then technically like it would be kind of uneven in certain spots where you'd see like a lot thicker skin on certain points. I guess depending on if that's what you're looking for, sometimes it might look more 3D when you're done. Alright, I'm going to stop there and kind of start over here. Now I didn't just start a whole nother line, like I did kind of start from this part where I was carving and carved my way back just to make sure that I'm continuing like one whole cut line. Just to make sure like there's not like 1 pixel of pumpkin still left on there and then it like was technically still connected and won't come out. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of go straight. How do I do this part then? So I'm going to start here by his eye. See how it's kind of wobbling and wiggling? Oh, I don't like that. That makes me nervous. I'm like, oh, this part right here might just like pull off, and then I'm like, oh no! I'm just gonna keep my thumb on it to keep it from acting up. Kind of slowly, just more like I'm gently pulling out, and then like pushing in is where I'm making the cuts here, just because I want to like very carefully get to turn upwards here to the edge of his like eyebrow, and there we go. Okay. I'm all like, and then like rip that whole like the longer and skinnier the piece, the bigger the risk of it like just breaking off and being like, nah, I'm done. You done hurt me. I'm out of here. And these like longer, just kind of straight lines, I'm thinking like, oh, I should just get the larger saw. It'll make it so much easier. Like 1, 2, 3, it'll like can cut so much faster. But then like I always run the risk of cutting too fast, too long, of overshooting it, because it does cut longer pieces much quicker. And I accidentally pushed too hard, and I've cut off one of these like tentacle details. We're just gonna keep this going. All right, keep it moving. Woo! What happened there? I think I was pushing down, and And then I pulled out just too much, so then it just kind of came out, so I just pushed it down there. I think I've only cut myself once. And it was like using this guy, because I was like doing the whole carving the top out, so I was just like and it like came out too fast, so the whole thing came out, but then I immediately like pushed it right down, but it, like my hand was in the way, so I just kind of like whoosh, whoosh, and it's like rip. So there is a kind of a scar on my thumb. I can see it there. It's okay because it's Halloween, right? It's scary, spooky times. So be careful, kids. Now, JT, you may ask, where do you get such wonderful tools? I would like to buy some of my own. Well, I have another set of these black ones. These are the original ones that I got. Pretty much the same thing, just in black. And these were like, ooh, fancy pants, Williams Sonoma, like long years ago. It's like they had them, it's nice and thick and sturdy, and it was kind of expensive because that store is expensive. But now they just sell these. It's not like wood, it's like plastic, but whatever. It's the metal part still seems nice. At like a Spirit, you know, Halloween, whatever, your generic old Halloween store sells them. So good for everybody. You can run out and get yourself a nice, heavy, meaty set. Don't get the little like old Pumpkin Masters. I think it's both still Pumpkin Masters brand, but like the one you get like the checkout at Target or the store. Those cheap little ones, like, if you're just gonna cut out a smiley face, sure, I guess. But if you're gonna do at least a couple of them, well, I want to say it was relatively cheap, like $25 for like the set of 3 tools, which for the most part is all you need. And then if you want to get a little smaller saw like this one that I'm using, but if you're just doing a smiley jack-o'-lantern face, that should be all you need. And then the last, and then they just go in a box, and I keep them separate so I don't lose them every October. Cannot go to spirit.com and use coupon code JT. They do not have any sort of marketing agreement with anybody. Sorry. Now these are just the random splat ink parts. The cut, and then this is just one weird white shape that gets cut out here. And I gotta be gentle with this, like, this is technically a thin little saw, so if I were to like just go ham, snap the damn thing in half. Or bend it, and then it's like really unreliable and weird to use because it's like carving at weird angles that I didn't expect it to. Okay, this is a thin part, so I'm just gonna kind of almost cut the same line, just shortly, a little bit farther down. There we go. see, this whole part's like wiggling and moving and dancing. That's how you know it's almost ready. This part, and then we're almost done. Then we just got to very carefully pop the pieces out. Do any sort of like cleanup work, like the eyes or the inner guts. If they're hanging down too low, I just gotta go in and like kind of clean things up. This is just a circle. All right. I'm like pumpkin residue kind of builds. Oh, I'm like a samurai. All right, and then so there we go. Wipe it off like a tattoo. Looks like it's all cut out. So now I can use this, or I can use this to like poke the pieces out here. And I'll do the large. Do I do the large part? What do I do? Let's do the smaller parts first, like I always say. So like, it's kind of. I don't need to necessarily pull them out. I can push them in, and then they'll just kind of gather on the inside. So just kind of poking and prodding and skimming the edge, just kind of giving a quick little. You can see how that just kind of pushed itself in. Very nice, very nice. And if I hadn't cut it entirely, or if there was like a weird angle and things were still kind of connected in the back somehow, then it would not fall through like that. It would just kind of stay in place. Part decided to come out, so there you go. Let's throw it in the garbage. Keep the things clean here. Things gather too much, you know, they'll physically get in the way, so I want to make sure this is clean too. You know, these little. Well, this part's a little too big to just fit through, huh? A little too big for your britches, buddy? Well, I'll just kind of. There we go. Ta-da. Like this little, like, see this little slimy bit coming out? Yeah. Sometimes I go in there with a pair of scissors and just kind of cut it all out. Other times you can just kind of like, if you've got long hair and you just kind of like, you ever smeared it on the wall, like some of you probably have. You can kind of smear the pumpkin guts on the inside here, and it just kind of stays, and you don't know because it's just it's on there. It's like wet hair; it just kind of sticks. Can't go in and like cut out every perfect edge and make it super smooth. You just kind of go like, right, and it ends up looking kind of clean. And some parts are really important, like the eyes. I want to make sure that is nice and clean because you're gonna like your eyes will be drawn right to them because that's like the main focus of the design. But like down here, a little like inky splats, if there's a little bit of a piece hanging through or something, like I'm not gonna sweat too much. Whoops, sorry, bonked you there. And like what I'm doing is you kind of look in there and then you can kind of see if there's anything Like if it's a pretty clean hole, there's a bunch of bits kind of hanging in there, so I just kind of push them through because it's all on the back side, inside of the pumpkin where it wasn't like cut. Alright, this weird like jagged piece probably not going to come out in one piece. I'm going to have to cut it like so. There, one piece there. The one piece is real, folks. Alright. And then if the piece is really stubborn, I'll just hack it up. And like, okay, you don't want to come out in one piece? Well, then you come out in 15 pieces then. Just gonna pulling these out here. Hey, come on. If I'm tired of monkeying with it, I just cut it. There we go. Scissors work. Not everything has to be done with a saw and a knife. Remember how I said like, oh, I don't pay too much attention to the like side parts here. I care about the eyes though. And then here I am spending most time on this part right here. All right, last bit is this. We'll do the tentacle part. Just kind of make a sharp turn vertically there. This should pop out, hopefully. No? There we go. This tentacle part here. Oh, see the whole thing's wiggling and moving. Stop that. Do not do that. I don't like that. Now I'm nervous. I'm gonna put this in smaller pieces. This is my last resort. Alright. Oh. They don't want it to like break this like jagged part, which is what it's like threatening to pull off. One more. Okay, so that can go in this piece. Ooh, where are you still connected? It's like not coming out. Right here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it didn't cut all the way through, so there's some hanging parts there. Alright, almost there. Last little bit, just the tip of the squid. Oh, see, it didn't just pop out. So I'm like, there we go. Alright, almost done for real now. So you see how it's, you know, it's got all those jiggly hangly bits. Well, I don't want that showing up in my picture, so that's where I'll kind of just go through and cut them. Just kind of pull them off if I need to, but if not, I just kind of smush them down. Kind of look at it. Kind of trim the edges real quick. Da, 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 da. If I look in here and I see like bits hanging down, then I'll try to like trim them, and also go in through the back and like, because cutting the pumpkin kind of shreds the meat of the pumpkin itself, which leaves like all these little dangly hangly bits and all those pieces that ended up gathering in there. I'll just kind of dump them out real quick. Let's see. Just cutting parts where it's like very blatantly not the shape that I want to see. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. The eyes look good. Let me check. There's some tiny... There we go. This little bit was like in between the eyes, so it was kind of like wasn't as bright as I wanted it to be. Or you can see if something was like in the way, so. Alright, I think we're okay. Like, wipe this down one more time. All these bits on the front, like it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to see the front of the pumpkin when you're shining a light through it. But now I'm using like the blunt edge of the saw to just scrape off any last little parts that are in the way. There are a few. I think this looks okay. Alright, how about you? You ready? I can't hear you. Alright, so we're gonna turn it this way here. You can kind of see the seeds. I mean, you might not in a second when I put the lights in, but let me just grab these guys. If I can see them on the camera, that's enough for me to be like, hey, get out of here. How did I guess I just found out, I'm gonna say, how did I turn off the lights and do everything? So I will... got like 8 lights in this room, so I'll figure out how I'm gonna turn them all off. Alright, and I got the webcam, so yeah, that'll be the last thing I turn off. So I'm just move. Is it facing? Is it okay? Height-wise, I'm thinking. Yeah. Give it a shot. Now I can put it on a box. Fake candle activate. Don't look. All right. So then turn it off. This right here. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da. Now this pumpkin, I think this like light webcam like really cranks up the exposure real quick. So if we turn it to I think last year I had them swapped. I should probably put the old lid on it too, right? Yeah. I don't know if it'll work good for the. Maybe I'll swap these two. Because this one's not as like high of an exposure, I think. So if I like shine it, yeah, like that. It looks about the same. Depending on where directly the light shining is. So there we go. That is, compare that to where's the picture? There. Looks about the same, right? Very cool. I'm pleased with it for a first time. First one of the year. So yeah, you kind of rotate it and it looks a little different. So that's the angle that we're going to be at. Now maybe I don't need 2 lights. Maybe one's enough for this. Let's turn you off. And if I like aim it in a different way. There we go. Ta-da! So there's our Splatoon pumpkin. And that took an hour and 20 minutes? Huh. Usually, I don't know. This is relatively simple compared to like a real person's face and whatnot. But I was taking my time. So this probably usually is like, yeah, 45 minutes to an hour. Then like 2 hours for something crazy. I'll have to do something at some point this year, but for now, I gotta keep it simple. I guess that's it. There we have it. There's our pumpkin. I'll probably upload this on YouTube just for like archiving, and then I'll just do a quick and easy speed, speed up the footage and do like a time lapse of this too here. I think that's what I'll do. I think that's what I started doing last year, but I couldn't remember. So I guess with the light you can't really. Still looks like the pumpkin, so can't. I'll have to turn the light on. So I will turn the light back on now. All right, so that is the first of the year. In a perfect world, I'd do one every day, but usually I just end up getting busy and whatnot. But I will do as many as I can. And it's generally every, I don't want to say weeknight, every day that I can around 9, 10-ish on the Central Eastern time. So tomorrow I am doing another Splatoon one. I'm going to try to do Shiver, and I'm going to try to do the shaving technique here with the old Dremel and the carving tools that I've got. So this will be, I don't know if it's going to be necessarily more longer or more detailed, just a little bit more easier than, I don't know, it's not just cutting. I don't have to be too careful with the lines that I cut. I just kind of cut the line and then I just carve out. So these parts will be deeper because it needs to be lighter than this. So if you're interested in how that works, check it out. So that'll be this time tomorrow, hopefully. In the meantime, thank you, Daisy Jean. Thank you for popping in, Marshall Lee as well for following like 2 weeks ago, and then you still popped around. So great. I had a lot of weird spam bots that were following me for a little bit, so I was like concerned. I was like, oh no, is Marshall real? Marshall's real, so that's good to know. So glad you're real. Glad to see you. And so if you don't have time every day to sit for 2 hours and watch this, check out the, I guess I put the YouTube back up on here. It's not My Name JT, like that got, it is My Name JTB. Long story short, like ages ago, the original account that I had like ran afoul of Google and it got nuked somehow, so I lost everything. I guess there's somebody must have got it back, so they have My Name JT now, but I'm My Name JTB on the old YouTube. So that's where I'll throw the archives up. Check it out. I'm sure I have another playlist. If I don't, I better make one soon. But in the meanwhile, thanks again for popping by. You guys have a nice night. And do I gotta do? We raiding? Do we raid people? Are people actually awake? Seldom ever like finish a stream and then like other people are around. So let me real quick here. I thought there was like a con. No, all the music stuff Saturday night. No, nobody knows what's going on. So oh well. In the meantime, you guys have a good night then. See you tomorrow. I'm going to go maybe play more Splatoon, maybe not. We'll see how I feel. But you take it easy. I don't have a spooky thanks for watching pumpkin. Maybe I should make that, but now I just have a generic one. So take it easy, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.